Hi everyone, my name is Callie. Welcome to My Place and My Plot. It is a cold, wet, rainy day here in spring in Minnesota. I haven't been able to get out in my plot, and it's just been cold in the house. Who wants to do anything else? And I'm just fresh off work, and I thought, what the heck? I have a friend coming over tomorrow, and I thought, let's make a dessert for dinner tomorrow night. I had some strawberries from the grocery store because my parents had some, and they are amazing right now. Definitely, oh God, they're so good. And definitely in season. So I went looking, and I'm going to make from Sally's Baking Addiction her easy strawberry shortcake, I believe is what she calls it. I'm trying to get to the top of the recipe. You know how that goes. Easy homemade strawberry shortcake. Clicking jump to recipe. I've already washed and quartered my strawberries. And a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. Oh, that's right, my sugar's already here. Is that my quarter? That's my 1/4 cup. And it says to put these in the fridge until you're ready to use them, because it will get the juices flowing. Let me go get my cover. All right. All right, so these are now in the fridge, ready for when I want them. And then it's time to make the biscuits. Preheat oven to 425. Alrighty. Oh, I have a food processor. Add the cubed butter. Oh, well then let's do that. I won't need my bowl. I will need my food processor. Okay, I don't really have a food processor. What I have is a Food Ninja. Flour, sugar, baking powder, salt. Making a mess. I am a messy cook. All right. This is unsalted butter. The only reason you use unsalted butter versus regular butter is when it's unsalted, you can control the amount of salt in the recipe. But if you get irregular results with salted butter, it's because different butters have different amounts of salt. So by doing unsalted, you absolutely control the amount of salt that's in your baked goods every time. Let's see how we're doing. All right. I don't know how well you can see this, but I'll put it forward for you there. What we have at the top is crumbs of butter coated in flour. I mean, if I squeezed it, it would stick together a little bit. That is sort of the piece that we want. What comes next? Pour the buttermilk on top and then fold everything together with a large spoon. Oh, I got to pour it into a large bowl. Well, conveniently enough, I have a large bowl ready because I thought that's what I would need. All right, so I'm going to go take some of this out. What I'm checking for is, do I have any clumps? And did I process all the way down to the bottom. Oh, this is actually pretty decent crumbs. Yep. Yep. Looking good. Ah, I see some things down here at the bottom. Let's look. Nope. So there was a little bit more of just flour at the bottom, but my butter pieces are at the right consistency. So I'm just kind of making sure that I have an even mix all the way throughout. The flour actually turns a little yellow from this, so that's kind of fun. So next, I need buttermilk. Now, whoever has buttermilk on hand? Not me. So, well, here, I'll move this a little out of the way for you here. We need, how much buttermilk do we need? We need 1 cup of cold buttermilk. So let me get in the fridge. Now, I do happen to have dried buttermilk. I think I'm just going to go ahead and make a substitute. I believe the ratio, and I never worry too much about it, is 1 cup of milk to about a tablespoon of some kind of acid. So you can use lemon juice, you can use vinegar. I grabbed the lemon juice. Lemon might actually add a kind of nice flavor to all this. Oh, and my lemon juice cover is coming off. That's good. And then you're supposed to let it sit for a few minutes. All right, I'm not actually going to wait that much more. Baking powder has all the ingredients it needs to rise. I'm guessing in this case, the buttermilk is just for flavor, to give it a little bit more of a tang. So, buttermilk is in. We're just going to fold it. It says it kind of comes together in a shaggy dough. Don't overwork it. And it's getting kind of hard to stir, and it's probably time. So, time for what, you might ask? Time to get dirty. Move that out of the way. Okay. Yeah, I know it's not holding together, but this is how you do biscuits. And the faster you do them, and the less warm things get, the lighter and fluffier you will have in the end. One of my favorite recipes for scones uses frozen butter that you shred. You know, shredded butter, shredded frozen butter. Okay, it's a little hard on the knuckles because you have to try and shred frozen butter. But because the butter starts frozen, it stays cold much longer. So now all we're trying to do is get this to come together a bit so that we can get it out into a shape and get it rolled out a bit. And the less we work it, the better, because we don't want it to get too warm. Ugh, should have taken off my watch. I always forget to take off my watch. And you can see I'm getting kind of stuck together here, both in the dough and in my hands. So I'm going to spend a minute here cleaning this up with a little bit of flour. There we go. Get some of this off of me. There we go. Nice and sticky. Anybody else feeling sticky? Sticky, sticky, sticky. So typical biscuit shape is round, you know, but then you have to keep re-rolling it and everything. I'm like, why do that? Go square. And it wants it about 1/2 inch thick, if I remember right. This is my grandmother's old rolling pin. Oh, sure, and it's stuck. There we go. Grandma's old rolling pin. About 1/2 inch thick. Right now I'm at about 1 inch. So I'm just gonna do this. Try and get my edges to stay squarish because like I said, I'm gonna do square ones. Kind of mold the dough as I need to get those square edges to come back. Though I can fix them after I cut them too. And I think we are there. Okay, so watch how quick and easy this is instead of using a biscuit dough cutter. I could measure. Should we measure? About that big. Okay, so I got shapes like this. And you know, this is how easy it is to change the shape of those. You know, if you got one that's a little uneven in thickness, change it. like this one, little uneven in thickness. Gonna try and smush those two bits back together. Now I got a perfectly, well, a square-ish shape. This one got a little thin there at the end. I'm just gonna squish it back together. And we will get these all on the bin. Boom. All right, so we are all ready. Oh, we're supposed to brush them with milk or with the heavy cream. So let me get that all set up. I happen to have some heavy whipping cream. Say we'll need about 2 tablespoons, so I'm just gonna pour some off in here so I have something to dip my brush in. And I'm trying to think. I think, you know, you put egg on top if you want it to turn out shiny. Milk, I think, is it browning and soft? Sugar on top gives you crackle. So I'm gonna guess these are to have a soft brown top. Butter is just browning. Of course, that's soft too. I don't know, we'll have to see what the milk does. It says a lot of fat in it, so it's kind of equivalent of doing butter. After all, you do make butter from heavy cream, so. All right, wow, I measured pretty good. All right, let's get these things in the oven. Timing, what do you say, Sally? I've used a couple of Sally's recipes. Sally's Baking Addiction, really good recipes on there. Oh, arrange in a 10-inch cast iron skillet. Okay, so she actually places them in a cast iron skillet, so they do touch, so maybe it's not so bad that I put them on this. They will cook very similarly. Because I'm using squares, they'll cook better on the square thing. Oh, I was supposed to sprinkle with coarse sugar. So see, this was to make a crinkly top and keep the sugar on top of the biscuits. So we will quickly sprinkle them. I don't have any coarse sugar, so I'm just using regular sugar. And I'm sticking my hand right in the oven. All no-nos. Okay, there. See, you should always read through your recipe first. I hadn't. 15 to 18 minutes until biscuits are golden brown on top. The sugar will help do that. Remove them from the oven and allow them to cool before assembling. And I'm not going to assemble today. I'm going to assemble tomorrow. So I'll let you know when they come out of the oven. There they are. This is only about 5-6 minutes into baking, and you can see the poof. So I wound up giving them about 2 extra minutes because they did not look brown enough. They look better now. I kind of want to see them out. Give them a little touch. See kind of how everything is doing. So here they are. I think these are going to be okay. I'm going to leave them on the pan to cool. They probably would have risen a little higher in the cast iron pan because it would have been closer together and they wouldn't have been unable to expand sideways. They would have poofed up more. But I think these will do. They smell pretty good. And they did get a little crunchy on top. Yeah, now it's just about letting them cool. had strawberry shortcake for a snack, for dessert after dinner, and for breakfast, which by the way was divine, there's a couple of things I need to share with you. First, this dessert has no right to be as good as it is. So the biscuits, we'll talk a little bit about why mine turned out this way, with that crispy, with the sugary crispy on top, and they're just like, oh, the flaky, okay, they're good. They're just good, but they're more buttery than sweet, and then you add whipped cream and strawberries. This is one of those instances, I think, of synergy. This dessert has no right to be as good as it is for the parts that it has, but wow, together, it's amazing. Buttery loveliness. So let's talk biscuits. I cooked mine on this, and I cut them into rectangles, and I got a dozen. For my dessert, there was no splitting these because I didn't get height, I had size. I just chopped mine in half and we had rectangular ones. The actual recipe calls for a 10-inch cast iron skillet. And if you had cut round ones and you fit a dozen in here, which is what the recipe called for, they would have raised more because they wouldn't have the room to expand sideways. So, yeah, absolutely could do it like that. This also worked lovely, but that's why mine are more flat than they are tall. Not a fault of the recipe. Let's also talk about the amount of strawberries. I had to buy more strawberries, so I'm just saying, double your strawberries because the strawberries are amazing, and yeah, you'll need more. And then I want to share one more thing, and I made a rhubarb curd from a recipe, which I will include down in the description. Okay, you went truly amazing. Okay, strawberry shortcake on its own was amazing. But go with your biscuit. Smear on some rhubarb curd. Add the whipped cream. Add some strawberries and repeat. Strawberry rhubarb shortcake. Divine. Divine. All of this was amazing. So I really hope you enjoyed the video and you give this a shot. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you at the next one.